Welcome to Lessons with Life Care. I'm joined with two of the lovely ladies from Life Care today. We're going to talk about some recent accidents that we've had. We're now pro crashers, me and Ariba.
Yes, we are.
So, what happened to you the other day?
I think there was mad traffic in the morning, and I was on my way to work. And for the first time, I thought maybe I could reach by 8:30 because usually I'm a little late to work. But what happened was immediately people were just trying to slow down,
Okay.
and then the car in front of me paused immediately, and I didn't have time to gather myself or have the emergency brake in place. So I did that. I tried my best to have the emergency brake in place and, slow down. But by the time I did that, the car in front of me and my car had very little distance. So the car behind me already had crashed into me really, really badly. So I could feel the bang from the back. And since that happened, I got a push and I was just moved ahead in front of the
Oh,
other car.
no. So, it's a what, 3 car pile up, 4 car? What was it?
Four,
4 cars.
four in the middle of crazy traffic in the morning.
Okay.
And my first instincts were, I hope I'm okay. And I was glad that nothing happened to me. But then I got out of the car and I saw a lady crying. So the lady behind me, her car was really tiny. And I think she crashed into me really, really badly. She got a bang from the car behind her. So she got injured. Of course, there was blood. I panicked a little, but since I work for a medical concierge desk at Life Care, my immediate reaction was to call the ambulance.
Right.
And before I could even dial the police number, I immediately called 998. And they
Why
were
is why
so
998?
that's the ambulance assistance number in the UAE.
Okay.
So I immediately dialed the number and I said, "We need assistance. We've met an accident. There's a lot of traffic, and a lady is injured and she's crying really badly." And they went ahead and they sent the ambulance. The lady was treated, and then few minutes after that, just few minutes after that, actually, the police arrived. And
So you hadn't called the police; they just turned up because you called the
no,
ambulance
not at
or
all. So
someone.
so what happens is the drill is when you call the ambulance, they ask you whether you've met an accident or are you at home. Is it an emergency assistance in terms of the medical perspective, or is it that you've been injured somewhere outside? So they automatically advise the police that they have to reach to the destination.
Right.
So that's what happened, and we didn't even need to call the police. So UAE is actually really, really quick in terms of this, I
So
guess.
your accent's slightly different from mine. So I was driving on Shakeside Road by the mall, and
Okay.
I could see 2 cars in front.
Mm.
Someone was pulling into the hard shoulder. So I
Oh.
was anticipating that to slow down. I was slowly like braking, and then out of nowhere, this lorry just like takes me straight from behind.
Oh my
Does
God.
all the booting. Like I'm like shunted forwards. I'm nowhere near the car in front of me, so it's only two of us.
Oh.
I get out the car, all the glass is like broken and stuff. The guy couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak Hindi, so we kind of just sort
Language barrier.
of just kind of looking at each other. Um, we tried to call the police,
Hmm.
and the police basically said because no one was injured, they weren't going to send anyone.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, like what do I do now?
Hmm.
And out of this sort of broken communication, the
Yeah.
guy basically admitted he's had like 3 other accidents very recently.
Oh.
And what you do is you go on the app and you report it. So I went on the app, reported it, took photos of like the accident behind the damage behind me, the damage of his car, his
Yeah.
license number,
Hmm.
submitted it through the app, and then within like 15 minutes, got the report saying whose fault it was. So it has like a little green mark if you're
Was it your fault?
no.
I'm
My
glad.
God.
So you get the green mark to say it's you're clean, like, and the other person I think gets a red mark to say they're at fault, right?
Oh.
And that was it. And then had to submit to the insurance.
Hmm.
But at this whole time, like you said, we both work in insurance. I was just confused because I've never had an accident, and I didn't know anyone who else had as well. So I was just confused what to do myself, and I thought, "Ah,
So
God,
it was
everyone else,
your first accident.
yeah,
How long has it been since you've been driving in the UAE?
6 years,
6 years.
yeah,
So
good
I'm
driver."
so I'm a new driver, and it's been about a year since I got my license. I've been into very minor accidents, but and none of it were my faults. I'm a good driver as well. I could say that. But I was really traumatized by the entire experience because, of course, I was worried about whether anyone got hurt, and there was a lady who was injured. But I must highlight that the services in the UAE, of course, are really, really quality. They're very prompt, they send immediate help. So everything is hassle free, quick process. So while we were waiting for the lady to be treated, the police came in, took our license, registration cards, and then they tried to analyze whose fault it is. So we had to go to a parking lot. But I
Oh, really?
Yes, we had to go because it was in the middle of traffic. So we were
They're
asked by
moving
the
with us.
police to
Well,
follow the.
you drove your damaged car
I drove my,
to a car
yes,
park.
yes, I did.
Okay.
So I could drive it. Of course, they check the car and they tell you whether you can drive the car elsewhere. If not, then it's sent for recovery or they take it away.
Mm.
So of course that was done. So the lady behind me, her car was banged, and my car was fully okay from the back, but
Yeah.
from the front it was crashed completely. But
Okay.
I could still drive. Yes, it wasn't safe, but the police checked it and they said you can go ahead, drive to the parking lot at least, so we can figure out whose fault it is. Of
Whose
course,
fault was it?
the lady behind me. But they took a while trying to understand who was at fault exactly. That took about 30 minutes because they of course cannot blame anyone who's not faulty.
Yeah.
So once that happened, I called the insurance company to file a claim, and I told them about the accident. And there were, of course, a list of questions that they asked before telling me whether I could file this complaint or not. But I think in terms of the insurance broker, it comes in handy when you have one point of contact that you're sharing your details to. Because what happens is, if I'm trying to call the insurance company, they'll give me the details of the garage I'll have to follow up with, and then they'll give me the details of the rent a car because I would need a replacement if my car isn't working. So they're going to go ahead and give me certain numbers that I'll have to call, and I'm still doing that now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think an insurance broker really adds value to this because they give you one point of contact that you could reach out to, and they'll manage all these details for you. They'll give you immediate updates as well.
Yeah.
So until the process is completed, they're going to be with you.
Yeah. I had mine direct with the insurance company because I've done it for years with the same company. But
Hmm.
I did feel a little bit lost. I work primarily in medical insurance, so motor was very confusing for me, and to
Hmm.
go through that process. In terms of like purchasing insurance now, do you feel like you bought the right policy?
If you ask me, I feel like yes, I got the right policy because my policy is really comprehensive, and they did offer me the replacement car for about 10 days.
So that's what I lost out on.
So how many days
Yeah.
did you get your
I
car
didn't.
for?
I didn't opt for a replacement car, so
Ah,
I was like, no, I save money. Like it's
So this
200
is where
dirhams
you
more.
need a broker to just help you and just to guide you that which
Yeah,
cover is better for you and which cover which give you what benefits. If you'll come to know that these are the benefits which really adding value to you, then you should go for it. So
yeah,
this is how where we are even advising our clients that that they should get the right cover at the right time. So this
yeah.
is
So
we
I
are
went
here
for
for.
like as third party or as comprehensive. I
mm.
did go comprehensive, but all of like the extras, I was like, oh, they're just trying to get more money out of me.
Yeah.
So it was like
Yeah.
replacement car and like a few other things that I left off, and all of a sudden after my accident, I was like, why did I not just pay? It was only
Yeah.
like I don't know, a couple hundred dirham more. So why did I just not pay the extra money
Yeah.
to get fully
Yeah.
covered? I
So
think that's what you're mentioning. Like, get the right
So they said it
advice
right. Prevention is better than cure.
always.
I think you got a better insurance policy after that.
On renewal, yeah, for sure I
Yeah.
will.
yeah. Yeah, it's
um,
required.
okay, well, thank you very much for coming on. Hopefully that clears up some things for other people watching.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And if you do get into an accident, remember if there's anyone injured, call the ambulance first. If there's no
998.
998, there we go. Or if no one's injured, you can just take photos of it and report it straight through to the Dubai Police app.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How do they
Thank you.
contact you if they'd like to purchase some new car insurance?
Have this GI team email link
Mhm.
where client can directly send email to us, or we have a phone number for one person like Vanessa who is the sending us, so they can call directly on her mobile or on the landline number.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, ladies. Have a lovely
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us. Stay safe, guys. Don't bang into anyone.
Yes.
If you found that information useful or you'd like quotations or more information, you can contact LifeCare here.